Long ago, there was a small town called Rome. It was in Italy. Rome was very small at first. Many people lived there. They were farmers and warriors. Rome had good leaders. These leaders made laws. The laws helped people live together. The people followed the rules. This made Rome organized. The city grew slowly. More people came to live there. Houses were built. Walls were built around the city. These walls protected the people from enemies. Rome was special because it had good geography. It was near water. The water helped people farm. It was good for trading. People could travel easily. The people of Rome worked hard. They built buildings and roads. They made tools and weapons. They wanted to protect their city. The government was simple at first. Important men made decisions. They talked and voted. They decided what was best for Rome. Rome grew stronger every year. More families moved there. The city became more important. People from other places knew about Rome. Rome had religion too. People believed in many gods. They built temples for these gods. Religion was very important to them. People prayed to the gods. By this time, Rome was becoming powerful. It was not just a small town anymore. People noticed Rome. Other cities wanted to trade with Rome. The beginning of Rome was very simple. But this simple start led to something amazing. Rome would become one of the greatest cities in the world. It would last for many hundreds of years. It would change how people live forever. After Rome grew, people decided to change the government. They did not want one king anymore. They wanted a republic. A republic means people have power. In a republic, people vote and make decisions together. The leaders are called senators. Senators help make rules. They talk about what is good for Rome. Then they vote on it. Rome had two main leaders called consuls. They are like presidents. They have power, but not too much power. The Senate helps them decide things. This system was very good. It stopped one person from being too powerful. If one leader became bad, people could stop him. The Senate could remove a bad leader. Rome became very organized. They made many new laws. These laws were fair. Everyone had to follow them. The Republic lasted a long time. It worked well for Rome. The city grew bigger and stronger. People trusted their leaders. During this time, Rome built many things. They built temples and roads. They built a strong army. The army protected Rome from enemies. Rome had conflicts with other cities too. Sometimes they fought wars. Sometimes they made peace. But Rome always got stronger. The people of Rome were proud of their republic. They believed it was the best system. More cities wanted to be like Rome. The republic made Rome great. Good laws and organization helped Rome grow. People believed in their government. This belief made Rome powerful. This time is called the Roman Republic. It was a very important time in history. Rome wanted to grow bigger. They wanted more land. So Rome's army started to fight other cities. These wars made Rome very strong. Rome had an excellent army. The soldiers were brave. They trained hard every day. They learned to fight together as a team. This made them very dangerous enemies. The army had a good plan. They would attack a city. The soldiers were organized. They used good tactics. They fought until they won. Rome fought many wars. They fought Carthage, a big city in Africa. Carthage was very rich and strong. For many years, Rome and Carthage fought hard. A general named Hannibal led Carthage. He was very smart. He had a big army with elephants. The elephants were huge and scary, but Rome's army was better organized. Finally, Rome won these wars. Rome took over Carthage. Now Rome controlled more land. People of Rome were happy. Rome kept growing. They conquered Greece. Greece had smart people and beautiful buildings. Romans learned from the Greeks. They liked Greek art and ideas. Rome became very big. It controlled many countries. People in these countries became Roman. They learned to speak Latin, the Roman language. Not everyone wanted to be Roman. Some people fought back. But Rome's army was too strong. They defeated their enemies. Rome became the most powerful city in the world. Nobody could fight Rome and win. Other cities had to obey Rome's rules. This power made Rome very rich. Gold and treasure came from other places. Rome built bigger buildings. The Republic was changing into an empire. One day, a great general was born. His name was Julius Caesar. Caesar was very smart and brave. He became the most important man in Rome. Caesar was a military leader. He won many battles. His soldiers loved him. He was kind to them. They followed him everywhere. Caesar fought in France. At that time, France was not part of Rome. Caesar's army was very good. They won battle after battle. Soon Caesar controlled all of France. Caesar became very famous. All of Rome knew his name. People talked about his battles. They said he was the greatest general. Caesar wanted more power. He wanted to rule Rome. The Senate was worried. They did not want Caesar to have too much power. Caesar crossed a river with his army. This was against the law. The Senate said he could not do this. But Caesar did not care. He was too powerful to stop. Caesar fought against other leaders in Rome. Finally, Caesar won. Now, he was the most powerful man in Rome. Caesar made changes. He gave land to poor people. He helped ordinary people. The poor people loved him. But not everyone liked Caesar. Some senators were jealous. They wanted power too. They made a plan to stop him. On a day called the Ides of March, Caesar went to the Senate. The senators attacked him. They had knives. Caesar fell to the ground. He was dead. Rome was shocked. Caesar was the most powerful man. Now he was gone. This change made Rome sad. What would happen now? After Caesar died, Rome had many problems. People fought about who should lead. There were wars in the city. People were confused and scared. A young man named Octavian came to power. He was Caesar's relative. Octavian was very smart. He made a plan to bring peace to Rome. Octavian fought against other leaders. He won battle after battle. Slowly, he became more powerful. Finally, everyone agreed he should lead Rome. Octavian changed his name to Augustus. This new name meant he was important and powerful. Augustus was the first emperor of Rome. An emperor has more power than a republic leader. Augustus had a lot of power, but he was smart. He pretended the Senate still had power. This made people happy. Augustus made many changes. He brought peace to Rome. People wanted peace. Augustus gave them peace. They were very grateful. Augustus made the city more beautiful. He built new buildings. He built temples and houses. He made roads better. Augustus had a strong army. The army protected Rome from enemies. The army also helped build things. They built roads and buildings. Augustus made good laws. He wanted to help the people. He gave land to soldiers. He helped poor people. People loved him. Augustus ruled for 40 years. During this time, Rome became the greatest city in the world. It was the most powerful place ever. This time is called the Pax Romana. This means Roman peace. There was no war inside Rome. People could travel safely. They could trade safely. This peace made Rome very rich. Augustus became the most important man in history. After Augustus died, more emperors came. They ruled Rome and kept it strong. Rome grew bigger and bigger. It became the most powerful place in the world. Rome controlled many countries. It was called the Roman Empire. People in many places were Roman. They spoke Latin. They followed Roman laws. The Roman army was incredible. It was the strongest army ever. It had about 300,000 soldiers. They were very organized and trained. They could defeat any enemy. Rome built incredible things. They built aqueducts. These were like rivers made of stone. They brought water to the city. The water came from mountains far away. Rome built roads too. These roads were excellent. They went to every part of the empire. Soldiers used them. Traders used them. The roads connected everything together. Rome built the Colosseum. It was huge. It could hold 50,000 people. Romans went there to watch fights and games. It was very exciting. Romans learned how to make concrete. They built strong walls and buildings with it. Some buildings are still standing today. Rome had a big city. Maybe 1 million people lived there. People from everywhere lived there. They learned Latin. The city was very busy. Romans made good art. They made statues and paintings. They were beautiful and detailed. Rome had smart people. They learned from Greece. They studied math and science. They wrote books about philosophy. During this time, Rome was perfect. Everything worked well. The people were happy. The empire was strong. Nobody could defeat Rome. Rome was at its best. This was a wonderful time in history. For a long time, Romans believed in many gods. They had Jupiter, Mars, Venus, and many more. These gods lived in the sky. Romans built temples for them. They gave offerings to the gods. Then a new religion came to Rome. It was called Christianity. Jesus was the founder. He taught about love and peace. He said there was only one God. At first, Romans did not like Christianity. They thought it was strange. They liked their many gods. Christians believed something different. Some emperors did not like Christians. They thought Christians were dangerous. They killed many Christians. This was very sad. But Christians did not stop believing. More and more people became Christian. The religion grew slowly. Poor people liked Christianity. Rich people liked it too. Even soldiers became Christian. An emperor named Constantine changed everything. He believed Christianity was good. He made a big change. He said Christianity was legal. People could believe without fear. Constantine built churches. These were buildings for Christians to pray. Churches were beautiful. Many Romans became Christian. The religion grew faster and faster. Soon most people in Rome were Christian. Christianity brought new ideas to Rome. Christians talked about helping poor people. They talked about being kind. They talked about love. The old gods were less important now. Temples for old gods became empty. New churches were built everywhere. Christianity changed Rome deeply. The empire was not just about power anymore. It was about religion and faith. By the time Rome was very old, almost everyone was Christian. The empire that started with many gods now had one God. This was a huge change in Rome's history. After Rome became very old, problems started to appear. The empire was too big to control. The roads were too long. Messages traveled slowly. Rome had many enemies outside. Barbarians from the north wanted to attack Rome. Barbarians were people from wild places. They were strong fighters. The army was tired from fighting. Soldiers fought battles all the time. Some soldiers died. The army was getting weaker. It was hard to protect everything. Rome spent lots of money on the army. Soon there was not enough money. Rome had money problems. The government was not very good anymore. Leaders did not make good decisions. Some leaders were lazy. Some leaders were bad. People did not trust them. There were too many emperors. They came and went quickly. Some emperors died in war. Some were killed. The government was not stable. People were sad and tired. Life was harder. Taxes were too high. People did not have enough food. They were unhappy. The empire was split into two parts. The western part was Rome. The eastern part was called Byzantium. They could not help each other. More and more barbarians attacked. The army could not stop them all. The barbarians won some battles. They took some land. Rome was not as powerful now. Other places became more important. People did not think Rome was amazing anymore. The cities became smaller. People moved to the countryside. Big buildings were abandoned. Rome was changing. This time was very hard for Rome. The great empire was facing big problems. The end was coming. Rome was not forever powerful. Everything must change. By the year 400, Rome was very weak. The Western Empire could not protect itself. The barbarians were too strong. The army was too tired. Different barbarian groups attacked from the north. Visigoths came from one place. Vandals came from another. Franks came too. They all wanted to attack Rome. In the year 410, a leader named Alaric attacked Rome's main city. He had a big army. The city's defenders could not stop him. Alaric's soldiers got inside. They took treasures and gold. This shocked the world. Rome had never been conquered before. Rome was the greatest city. But now barbarians had defeated it. People everywhere could not believe it. The government was confused. Leaders did not know what to do. The army was not strong enough. The treasury had no money. More barbarians came. They took more land. The empire broke into pieces. Different places became independent. The barbarians were not all bad. Some learned from Romans. They liked Roman buildings. They learned Latin. But everything was different now. In the year 476, the last emperor fell. A barbarian leader took over. This day marked the end of the Western Roman Empire. The empire that lasted 1,000 years was gone. But Rome did not completely disappear. The eastern part, called Byzantium, continued for another 1,000 years. The people kept Roman ideas alive. The Catholic Church also kept Roman culture alive. Priests learned Latin. They learned from Roman writers. They kept Roman knowledge safe. Today, we see Rome everywhere. Roman buildings still stand. Roman laws influence modern laws. The Latin language influenced many languages. Rome's ideas about government still matter. The fall of Rome teaches us something important. Even though Rome fell, it left something very important. It left a legacy. A legacy is something that remains after something ends. Rome's legacy is very strong. Rome's ideas about government are still important today. Many countries use ideas from Rome. They have a Senate or Parliament. This comes from the Roman Republic. They have laws that apply to everyone. Roman art and buildings are still beautiful. People visit Roman buildings today. The Colosseum is still standing. Aqueducts still bring water. People study Roman art. The Latin language is very important. It is not spoken every day anymore, but many languages come from Latin. English has many Latin words. French, Spanish, and Italian come from Latin. Roman law is used in many countries. Judges use ideas from Roman courts. The idea of innocent until proven guilty comes from Rome. This is very important. Rome showed that big ideas can change a world. Rome started small. Then it became very powerful. It changed how people think. It changed how people live. Christianity also came from Rome. Now Christianity is everywhere. Billions of people believe in it. Rome helped spread this religion. Rome's ideas about cities are still used. Streets have names and numbers. Buildings are organized. This comes from Roman planning. Rome taught us about history. By studying Rome, we learn about cause and effect. We see how things change. We understand that powerful empires can fall. Rome reminds us that nothing lasts forever, but good ideas last a very long time. Rome is gone, but Rome's influence is everywhere. That is Rome's greatest legacy. Rome will always be remembered